Welcome back, my powerhouse Sigma ladies. Today, we're diving into a conversation that needs no filter, no fluff, just the truth. If you've ever wondered why people who betray Sigma women always regret it, you're in for an eye-opener. This isn't your run-of-the-mill "they missed your vibe" story. No, this is about the deep, life-altering regret that people feel when they cross the wrong woman. The kind of regret that teaches lessons they didn't know they needed. Sigma women are unapologetically themselves, fiercely independent, mentally untouchable, and emotionally balanced. When someone betrays a Sigma, they're not just burning bridges. They're torching opportunities, growth, and respect, all in one fatal mistake. By the time the dust settles, the regret is inescapable. Before we unpack these hard-hitting truths, don't forget to subscribe to the Sigma Lady. We're building a community of strong, resilient women who live by their own rules. Let's get into it. 1. The shadow of what could have been. Regret begins with potential, specifically the potential a betrayer realizes they've destroyed. Sigma women are visionaries who don't just think outside the box. They build new ones. Their relationships, whether personal or professional, are a source of mutual growth and inspiration. But betrayal, it creates an irreversible gap between what was and what could have been. For the betrayer, this shadow becomes a daily reminder of missed opportunities. Sigma women are the kind of people who inspire those around them to be better, dream bigger, and achieve the unimaginable. They don't just motivate, they uplift and guide others toward paths they didn't even know existed. Betrayal, however, wipes this slate clean. The betrayer is left staring into the void of potential they destroyed, knowing they'll never benefit from the insight, encouragement, or vision of the Sigma again. The regret deepens when they see the Sigma thriving without them, building, growing, and achieving everything they once shared glimpses of together. It's like watching a ship sail toward paradise while they remain stranded, consumed by their own choices. The haunting question lingers: what could have been if I hadn't messed it up? 2. The unwritten rule of boundaries. Sigma women operate by a code that's unwritten but universally felt. Respect the boundaries, and you'll flourish alongside her. Betray her, and you'll find yourself on the wrong side of her fortress of self-respect. These boundaries aren't arbitrary. They're the pillars of her inner peace and personal growth. Crossing them doesn't just damage the relationship, it triggers a complete shutdown of access to her world. What makes this particularly painful for betrayers is how absolute it is. There's no debate, no negotiation, and no room for second chances. Once the line is crossed, the door is closed, and it stays closed. The Sigma's boundaries are a reflection of her strength. Betrayers quickly realize they've underestimated the firmness of her resolve. Regret comes in waves as they try to piece together why she's not responding, why she's not fighting back, and why she's simply gone. This boundary enforcement isn't about pettiness or revenge. It's about preserving her energy for those who truly value it. Betrayers often spiral as they watch her move on with ease, investing her time and trust in people who understand and respect her. They regret underestimating the value of her boundaries and the power of her silence. 3. The vacuum of intuition. One of the most underestimated traits of Sigma women is their razor-sharp intuition. It's not just a gut feeling, it's a deeply honed ability to read situations, people, and dynamics with precision. This intuition is what makes Sigmas such valuable companions and collaborators. They see the truth before others even realize it's there, and their insights often save people from making costly mistakes. Betrayal doesn't just cut off access to her friendship or support, it removes the intuitive guidance she provided. For many betrayers, this vacuum is almost immediate. They suddenly find themselves without the one person who could read between the lines, anticipate challenges, and offer solutions no one else could see. The regret isn't just about losing her presence. It's about losing her ability to navigate life's complexities with wisdom and foresight. As time passes, betrayers often find themselves in situations where they desperately wish they could ask for her advice or perspective. They remember how she had an almost uncanny ability to steer them in the right direction. Now, they're left to stumble through challenges on their own, fully aware that they've lost the one person who always seemed to have the answers. That realization hits hard, and it doesn't fade with time. 4. The intellectual fallout. Being close to a Sigma woman is like having a constant upgrade to your mental operating system. She challenges assumptions, expands perspectives, and inspires creativity in ways most people can't replicate. Her intelligence isn't just about knowledge, it's her ability to analyze situations, solve problems, and find innovative solutions. When someone betrays her, they're not just losing a relationship, they're losing a source of intellectual growth. The intellectual fallout becomes painfully obvious when the betrayer starts facing challenges on their own. Without her sharp insights and well-reasoned advice, they realize how much of an asset she was in their life. Whether it was in navigating personal dilemmas, career moves, or creative endeavors, her absence creates a noticeable void. This regret is amplified when they encounter other people who simply don't measure up to her mental prowess. Conversations feel shallow, advice feels generic, and interactions lack the depth they once took for granted. The betrayer is left reminiscing about the times her wisdom elevated their thinking, wishing they hadn't thrown away such a priceless connection. Regret turns into a long-term burden as they continue to struggle without the intellectual partnership they once had. 5. The unforgiving law of self-respect. One of the defining traits of a Sigma woman is her unwavering self-respect. It's not negotiable, and it's not dependent on external validation. When someone betrays her, they violate the core principle she lives by: mutual respect. Unlike others who might forgive and try to rebuild trust, a Sigma doesn't operate that way. Betrayal activates her internal law of self-respect, and once it's triggered, there's no turning back. This law is unforgiving not because she's cruel, but because she knows her worth. She understands that allowing someone who disrespected her back into her life only diminishes her value. Betrayers often regret their actions deeply when they realize she's not playing by the same rules as others. She won't beg, plead, or give second chances. Instead, she'll let her actions do the talking, walking away with dignity and leaving the betrayer to grapple with their loss. What stings the most for betrayers is how final her decision feels. They might hope for reconciliation or a chance to explain themselves, but the Sigma's self-respect doesn't leave room for that. This isn't about holding a grudge. It's about preserving her energy for relationships that align with her values. The regret hits like a freight train when the betrayer finally understands they've lost someone who truly valued herself and demanded the same from others. 6. The domino effect of her absence. Sigmas are often the glue that holds things together, whether it's relationships, teams, or even families. Their calm demeanor, strategic thinking, and emotional intelligence create harmony wherever they go. Betraying a Sigma, however, sets off a chain reaction that betrayers often don't anticipate. Her absence isn't just a loss, it's a disruption that ripples through every aspect of their life. The domino effect becomes evident as things start to fall apart. Without her stabilizing influence, dynamics that once seemed smooth begin to unravel. Teams lose their efficiency, relationships lose their depth, and projects lose their momentum. The betrayer starts to realize how much of a balancing force she was, and how her contributions kept everything running seamlessly. This regret is compounded by the realization that her absence wasn't just a passive void. It actively highlighted their shortcomings. Without her guidance and presence, they're forced to confront issues they previously ignored or underestimated. The weight of her absence isn't just emotional, it's practical and strategic. Betrayers often look back and wish they had valued her contributions more, realizing too late that she was the anchor holding everything together. 7. The irony of independence. Here's the ultimate twist. Sigmas are fiercely independent by nature. They don't rely on others to define their worth or to achieve their goals, but ironically, it's this independence that often makes her indispensable to the people around her. She's the kind of person who provides strength and stability without asking for anything in return. When someone betrays her, they quickly realize the harsh truth. She didn't need them, they needed her. This irony becomes painfully clear after the betrayal. While the Sigma moves on effortlessly, thriving in her independence, the betrayer is left grappling with the hole she leaves behind. They regret not only their actions, but also their own dependency on her. They start to see how much of their confidence, stability, and even identity was tied to her presence. The regret deepens when they try to replace her. They might seek out others to fill the void, but no one compares. The independence that once made her seem unbothered now feels like an irreplaceable strength they'll never find again. It's a brutal lesson in underestimating someone who didn't just survive without them, but thrived despite the betrayal. 8. The weight of her silence. Sigmas don't waste energy on drama or retaliation. When betrayed, they don't yell, argue, or seek revenge. They simply go silent. And that silence, it's deafening. For the betrayer, it's a heavy, lingering reminder of the consequences of their actions. The absence of her voice, presence, and energy feels like a weight they can't shake. This silence isn't passive, it's deliberate. By refusing to engage, the Sigma communicates her worth and her boundaries in a way that words never could. Betrayers often find themselves desperate for closure, but her silence denies them that luxury. They're left replaying the betrayal in their minds, trying to understand what went wrong and wishing they could turn back time. What makes this even more powerful is how the Sigma's silence creates space for reflection. The betrayer has no choice but to confront their own actions, their own flaws, and the reasons behind the Sigma's departure. Regret doesn't just creep in, it consumes them, one silent moment at a time. 9. The missed masterclass in resilience. Being close to a Sigma woman is like attending a masterclass in resilience. She's not just strong, she's unshakable. Her ability to face challenges head-on, learn from her experiences, and emerge stronger is nothing short of inspiring. Betrayers often don't realize how much they've gained from witnessing her resilience until they lose her. After the betrayal, they're left to navigate their own struggles without the Sigma's example to guide them. They realize that her strength wasn't just something she possessed, it was something she shared. Her resilience had a way of uplifting those around her, showing them what was possible even in the face of adversity. The regret hits hardest when they face their own challenges and find themselves lacking the tools and mindset the Sigma so effortlessly embodied. They miss her calm presence, her ability to problem solve, and her refusal to give up. Betrayers often look back and realize they didn't just lose a person, they lost a teacher, a role model, and a source of unwavering strength. 10. The legacy they can't rewrite. Sigmas leave a lasting impression. Whether it's through their actions, their words, or their energy, they leave a mark on everyone they encounter. Betraying a Sigma doesn't just end a relationship, it creates a legacy of regret that the betrayer can't escape. While the Sigma moves forward, building new connections and achieving new heights, the betrayer is left with the memory of what they've lost. This legacy isn't just about what was, it's about what will never be. The Sigma's absence is a constant reminder of the opportunities, growth, and fulfillment the betrayer threw away. It's not just a chapter of their life, it's a turning point they can't rewrite. Every new relationship, every new opportunity is overshadowed by the loss of the Sigma's presence. The regret becomes a permanent part of their story. They see her thriving, hear about her success, and feel the weight of their mistake in every missed opportunity to be part of her journey. The legacy of their betrayal isn't something they can change. It's a lesson they'll carry with them for the rest of their lives. All right, my unstoppable Sigma ladies, here's the truth we all need to remember. Betrayal may sting in the moment, but for us, it's nothing more than a stepping stone. We don't dwell on the loss, we build from it. For those who betray us, however, the story is very different. They're left with the weight of their mistakes, the loss of our presence, and the haunting realization of what they threw away. If this video hit home for you, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to The Sigma Lady. Together, we're building a community of bold, resilient women who know their worth and live unapologetically. Keep thriving, keep shining, and remember, betrayal doesn't break us, it elevates us. Until next time, stay Sigma strong.